Hey, everyone. It is Josée and Alicia J&A from the
Oh,
Let's Go
hey.
podcast. Oh, hey. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
We're back from March break, you guys. The kids are rolling. They're doing their thing. How was Mill River, PEI? Was there an S, Mills or
I
Mill?
think it's just Mill.
Okay, cool.
It was good. It was
That's good.
super, yeah, it was super cute. Like they do this like winter package. So you get like the sleigh ride, the tubing. You could do cross country skiing. But as we're getting ready to go out, we meet another couple and they're like, good luck. And I was like, excuse me,
Yeah, pardon me. Yeah.
why is this scary? And then we're with Josh and Jack and Jillian and I, and we make Josh and Jack go first. And there's this little baby hill you have to go down, but it was really icy. And so they're going down and they both fall. And I was like, I'm out.
Okay, yeah.
I didn't sign up for falling.
No,
Like I'm cross country skiing. This should be chill.
we should be like this. There should be no
Exactly.
hills. This is not
Exactly.
downhill skiing. Okay,
Exactly.
no, I
But they had a really cool tubing like
I
sled,
saw. Yeah.
yeah, and they built it all up. It was like far, you would go far. It was really fun. And they had a
Huh.
pool and a hot tub, so you could like filter through activities, you know?
Yeah. It's like what's next, Lo, on the
Yeah,
list. I like when places do that, like kind of like organize, like everything is friendly to like, okay, then there's this and activities are like put together already. Like I love that. I think
if
that's
your kids were a little bit younger too, they had like bouncy castles and
okay.
they had a bouncy castle room. It was super well set up.
Plus, oh, sorry. Plus, they knew about March break. Like that's why they did it, and
Yeah,
that is a smart thing to do.
I
Mill
would agree.
River PEI.
The only thing is the restaurant was a bad experience.
Okay, yeah, there was something I saw on your.
We waited half an hour to get our drinks, and she hadn't even taken our meal order before she arrived back with our drinks.
Was it really busy?
Nope, they just couldn't handle the system. Like it wasn't, we went, like our reservation was 5:30.
Oh, you
And
had a
then we
reservation and everything.
waited an hour for our food, and the kids were like dying, starving. And the food was only
Yeah.
And then when we like left, there was like table after table after table after table of big people waiting. And I was like, ooh,
Mm,
rough.
I think that spots like that, right? I feel like right now what's happening is like, there's no like employees, like there's no like workers.
Yeah.
We definitely felt it at Algonquin as well. Like it,
Oh, did you?
yeah. Every time I've ever gone, that's the problem. Like
Huh.
there's no workers. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's like you can tell they're just like running and there's no one here. Like I'm like there's literally like our table and then like another table at the end and I'm like, "Oh, could I have, whatever." And he's like, "Just need to." And I'm like, "Yes,
Oh, wow.
but I'm still telling you what I
Yeah.
need when you're done. Whenever you have a minute, I need ketchup." You know what I mean? If I could go get
ASAP.
my own ketchup, trust me, I would go get it. You know what I mean? Like it's like sometimes I'm like, can I help you?" Like, but
Yeah.
like it's right easy to I can go get my own ketchup and I'd be happy to, you know what I mean? So I
Mm-hmm.
like sometimes little things like that to come, oh, it's annoying to ask. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Um, so but you could tell it was the and also food and whatever, but like there's only so much quality that can happen if there's not like manpower to like make it good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like one person that's like and like the hot tub was not hot. So there's like no, you know what I
Uh,
mean? It was just like, oh, interesting.
yeah.
No towels at the pool.
Oh,
Just like stuff
wow.
like that. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, there's people missing. Humans are missing.
Also, the Algonquin is not inexpensive.
Oh no, not inexpensive.
You know, like,
But like it definitely wasn't, I wouldn't say it wasn't expensive. So maybe, you know what I mean? Like, oh, the only thing that was really expensive was like the food. Oh my God. You know what? I just need to shout out, and as much as I'm like upset with Tim Hortons that they did not give us the platform that we deserved,
yes.
um, shout out to Tim Hortons because literally fed my whole family on the drive back home breakfast, coffees, smoothies, like fucking let's go. What do you want, kids? You can get whatever you want. $26.
I I have the exact same moment
Okay.
every time I go, and
I'm
I'm
like,
like, did you make a mistake?
yeah, I'm like, did you forget anything? And I'm like, yes, they didn't like take advantage of the whole like thing where everything's $1 million. You know what I mean? And like just like for breakfast at the thing. And like that's what happens, right? Like so it was this beautiful spread. I have to give it to Algonquin. Like the spread for breakfast was like there's a guy making an omelet. Like am I down south? Like it was like
Yeah.
so good. Like very great experience. The food was delicious, but like I didn't want to overeat. So I didn't want to like give her. Okay. So like
Was it buffet?
it was buffet and you know how I am
Mm,
about that. But like I just like didn't want to do that. So I'm like,
yeah.
whatever. So I'm like, I have my omelet, bacon, potatoes. That's it. Like that's what I had. I didn't go for like seconds. I didn't go for dessert, whatever. And it was like
Okay.
$30 each, right? Plus $20 per kid. So it was just like, but then we had like a special but if you hadn't done what we did when we on Expedia, when we chose to have our breakfast included and we paid a little bit less with that, that would have been like $100. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And like
Yeah.
there was no French vanilla coffee.
Yeah.
Anyways, I just like just the difference of
Yes.
26 bucks. And like we all had breakfast. I had a belt, Jeff had a chicken wrap, like 26 bucks. Like, I'm like, no. Anyways,
It's like what are you looking for? What experience are you looking
yeah,
for?
exactly. Yes. And it's not the same. And like obviously Algonquin is a little bit bougie and it's a resorty feel and it's
Yep.
like so pretty inside. Like
Yeah.
it's not, it feels definitely different than a hotel. Like,
Yes.
you know what I mean? Like when we're sitting in the lobby and there's like
Yes.
fireplaces and everything's cozy, like you're
Yeah.
clearly not in a like just a hotel lobby where everyone's coming in and the doors closed and
Yeah.
cold, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was very nice. Isn't it just so pretty?
Yes.
It's just so pretty. So
Yeah.
even with all of that, like it wasn't like I wasn't like, oh, I won't go again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was just like that I could see the manpower. For me, it was the employees, piche. And I
Yeah.
know that like all these people aren't from St. Andrews working. You know what I
Yes.
mean? So they're actually like on programs and they stay there overnight. And the
Yeah.
person that served us in the morning is the person that's there in the evening. And
Yeah.
so it's like I see it and I can see that that would be hard to get employees
Yeah.
to give them.
No, and same. Like our server was great. I'm like, it's not her. Like it's
No,
not her
no,
fault.
no, no, no. She's doing her best.
Yep.
Okay, I need to say something. Okay, so we went to go watch Jerry D. Did you watch Mr. D when that was on TV?
No.
So, okay, so Jerry, he is Canadian. And he studied at St. FX and he played sports there and he's a comedian, also actor. But yeah, so there was this show called Mr. D and he was a gym teacher. And it was like honestly funny. Our kind of humor, very moku, very like
Okay, fun.
making fun. Making fun, not mean, just
Okay.
making
Okay.
fun of himself, making fun.
Okay.
Anyway, so he was making fun of himself. I laughed the whole time, like cried. I think I
Oh,
was like
good.
connected to, yes. He was just for an hour. Comedian shows are so short.
I have a question. He went to St. FX and he studied there and he was an athlete and then he became an
Became,
actor.
yeah, then he became a
Like
comedian. He was
and
actually,
went
yeah, he was actually in real life, a school teacher, a gym school teacher.
oh, in
In real
real
life.
life.
And then he did a sitcom, Mr. D, where he was a gym teacher.
Where was this sitcom? Like
Yeah, I don't know. We watched all of it, all the seasons. I think they're on Netflix right now. So you could
was
watch.
he did he go to like LA to do this or like he's like a local gym teacher?
What do you mean? Okay, so he was a local gym teacher, but then he plays a gym teacher in Mr. D. And I
Okay.
think it was filmed in Canada.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah, I think it was filmed in Canada. And it
Okay.
is on Netflix, Canada, which I don't know if that's what I have. Because I see it, I follow him now, and I saw that he's like posting videos of the show and he's like Netflix Canada. He tags Netflix Canada, so I don't know. Anyways,
It was
really,
filmed in Halifax.
there you go. Yeah, that's what I thought. It was a really good show, really
Okay.
funny, good
Okay.
humor.
Okay.
Like family friendly humor for sure.
Okay.
Your kind of humor where we make fun of children and we make like he made fun like he was the kind of teacher you and I like were no, but in a very
Don't tell all of our secrets
I
right
know, I
now.
know. So like yeah, it's very funny. So I really enjoy him as a comedian and I love that he's Canadian. So right now he lives in Toronto though. But
Okay.
so I was excited when I saw that he was coming to Moncton. I was like, Jeff also like we watched that show together, my parents as well. Like so
Okay.
yeah, yeah. So I was like, we're going to see Jerry D. So Mr. D, that's what we've always called him. Anyways,
Okay.
so he starts and he just makes fun of him as a Canadian celebrity versus
Okay.
And
funny.
versus, and he's like, we don't even call them American celebrities. We just call them celebrities, but Canadians, we have to say Canadian celebrity. And then he's making fun of himself, how like it's not the same, and that he was like having dinner in Halifax with a real celebrity who had like 7 people with him. And then he's like, they arrive and he's like, oh, just you? He's like, yes, I don't need
I don't
like,
have an entourage.
yeah, I don't have an entourage. And then he's like, and I'm going, he goes, he's wearing the hat and like trying to hide his disguise. And I'm like looking at people, making sure it's me. Yes, it's me. Do you want a picture? And he's just like, it's just like funny. And I really enjoyed that humor. But the best part was, he said, you're really not a big deal when it's so easy to email you, and people email you, like you could find your email and your address on the internet. And he's like, so I get this email from a guy. Pretty sure this guy is just in his kitchen and he's looking at his wife and he's like, yeah, I don't think we can make the show. You think we can make the show?
Oh my
Email him
gosh.
for a refund. So
Wow.
I laughed because I was like, oh my God, like
Yes.
I always say this. Guys,
Yes.
I always say this to Alicia. Like when people email us that they can't come to our show, and I'm like, that's not how it works. Like I
Or
don't like
send
I
us a Facebook messenger 5 minutes before the show at the Capitol to
please,
tell us they
okay, let's
can't
like use
come.
this platform right now. Please do not message us 5 minutes before the show to tell us you can't come on our private messenger, like, and like we don't answer, like, because we're like, well, okay, like we're about to go on. Oh my God. Anyways, he's like, he's like, oh my God, when I saw the email of the guy asking for a refund, and then he's like, as if I have the visa slips. Like, let me just
Yeah.
find your
Yeah.
visa slip here. I laughed so much. I was laughing so much because I'm like,
Uh,
it's not how it works. Like, I don't have
no.
access to
Yeah.
like especially like the show. Like that's the capital. Like we're just go,
Yes.
you have to reach out to the thing. And he's like,
Yes.
imagine if you were like going to like a hockey game and you're just emailing the players. Can't make it. Can I can I
I
Oh
know.
my God. Anyway, so like obviously laughed really hard there. And then there's another one I need to share. So he was saying how monogamy, he's like, he's obviously making fun of him, pretending he's not having sex with his wife, which he's like,
Okay.
we haven't had sex in a very long time, whatever. And it's like funny because he's like in his mid 50s.
Okay.
And he's like, he goes, monogamy is like the dumbest thing ever. Like no other mammal does that, but like us, like we need to whatever. So he's like, we're laughing about it. And he goes like a deer. And then he goes like, let's say a deer, there's 3 deer. Maybe that deer is married to this deer, but he's having sex with the other deer. And then the wife deer is like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, I thought it was you. You all look the same. I laughed. Oh my God, I laughed so much. Just like I was thinking of the deer conversation. I
Yeah.
don't know why. I was like crying. I'm like, oh
Uh,
my God, so
did
true.
Jeff like it too?
Yes. Yeah. And it's like so
Good.
interesting because the opener tried. He tried. And it wasn't doing anything wrong, but he just like couldn't connect to the
Um,
point where you're like really laughing. Like he didn't get
uh,
out laughing, to be honest. Like it was just like, and
mhm.
but he didn't say anything wrong or bad or awkward. It was just, okay, that's it. It must be so hard.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? To like what?
Big time.
And then Jerry comes on the stage, and for the whole hour, like I was dying the whole hour.
Good. Good.
And I think it was just like the making fun of himself, but like also it's the la moquerie. There was just like it's really good. It's really, I don't know. But the other guy was also trying to do that, but it didn't work.
Well, there's like
Make fun of himself. He was fat, so he was like trying to make himself like he was like talking about how
Yeah.
fat he was, and like I just like for me didn't really connect, and it was like it's fine, like it's fine, it can be funny, but like it was like, but then he had lost a lot of weight, so we like clapped for that, and then it was just like kind of like he just like didn't grab the crowd, so I was like it must
Okay.
be so hard.
I would think it would be.
Yeah.
And
Be-
every crowd is different too, right? So
yeah,
you can have the same material, but a
yeah,
different crowd, and you kind of have to feel them out and
yeah,
adjust and like,
yeah,
lean. If something's going well, you lean in a bit more. Something's
yeah,
not, you back off. Like
yeah.
it's not easy.
But like made fun of his wife, made fun of his kids, like that. So that's why it was really funny. Like
Yeah.
with Jerry, it was like it was really funny. Like, and it was like making fun, like I made fun of Jeff, Jeff makes fun of me type thing. How we
Yeah.
make fun of Neil. Like it's like we're making fun, but like we all know like that's probably not 100% the truth of like what's happening. But it's like,
It's lighthearted.
yes, lighthearted and also like very relatable. Very relatable. Like he has like a kid, he has 2 daughters and then a son, and he was like hoping that the son would be like him. hockey, sporty, whatever. And it's like,
Okay.
it's the worst kid on the team. You're like, ah, and it's like you're so embarrassed. You're like, you don't even want to say the number of your kid. Like you're
Oh.
like pretending like I'm my kid's number 17 captain. It's not your kid.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
like funny, you know what I mean? Like making fun of like,
Yeah.
he's not into hockey, doesn't care. I don't think we've ever even watched one game together, you know? It's like
Oh.
that was my dream. Like we finally had a boy. We're gonna sit and watch hockey. Never watched hockey, he said. They
Oh.
might, but like the fact that he's like playing with that, you know what I mean? Like we
Yeah.
don't know his life, but
Yeah.
feel like it's funny. That's
Yeah.
why good humor. Like you just like kind of make shit up that is relatable and that makes people
Yeah.
laugh. Anyways, really enjoyed it.
Good.
Okay, also last week, you guys, I was invited to talk to a group of students at UWindsor. They are kinesiology, I don't know how to say that en anglais, students,
Kinesiology.
kinesiology students. And this was their obesity and eating disorders class, which I love that they have that, honestly.
Where is this university?
UWindsor, Ontario.
Oh,
Windsor, Ontario. Yeah.
okay.
So, I could explain why and who invited me there, but let's not. It's
Okay.
not important. So,
Okay.
actually, the teacher was on our podcast. It was Dr. Sarah. Get her last name, Sarah, something. She was on our podcast. So if you guys
Oh,
have listened to our podcast, because she's the teacher of that, we talked about obesity and eating disorders and a lot of not experiences, but what's the word I'm looking for? Not experiments, not discoveries. There is a word that people use when they look up things. They
studies?
have what? Studies. That's
Studies?
what you said? Yes.
Okay.
So, two things I wanted to basically I came on to talk about diet culture.
Hmm.
And the fact that she basically introduced me and she said, I really find that her way to help people lose weight is very interesting, very different, and very much not what you typically see on social media. So that was fun to hear and also like be seen that way.
Yeah.
So two things that I talked about that I'd love for us to discuss. The first thing was our focus and our brand. So I was like, okay, I think that you guys need to realize that literally what is important to us at Your Weight Loss is that our followers, our people, know that weight loss doesn't have to suck. Like that is really important. That's like we're trying to like really put that into people's perspective when it comes to weight loss. And also that weight loss is accessible. So like
Just gonna say that.
we've done the documentary. So she recommended them to watch the documentary the night before. And so I also was like, if you want to like learn more about me and Alicia, I spoke about you as well. And I said, if you want to just learn more about like our vibe, our energy and what we bring and kind of like the conversation that we like to bring to the table, that's a great, easy, free way to
Yeah.
have this. Um, and so I was like, those are like, that's like our focus, our message. Doesn't have to suck, very much accessible. No need for all this motivation and discipline when it comes to weight loss. Like you have access to weight loss with what's in your pantry, in your kitchen. And obviously these people are in a kinesiology program. They were year 4 or 5. They know about calorie deficit. They've talked about calorie deficit. Like no one was like, what's calorie deficit? You know what I mean? So
Okay.
it's like
Whew, that's
you could tell,
refreshing.
yeah, very refreshing. So they know that that is a thing and that is how a body loses weight. Um, and that healing is a part of our process. So I did say like healing diet culture is actually very much a part. We want that to be a part of our clients' process. Is that not only are we, yes, giving them the tools to create weight loss their way, it's actually a healing journey at the same time of diet culture. So that was one part of the conversation. Do you have anything to add? Do you want to like talk about that a little bit? Because I'm going to talk about our frustrations. I also talk to them about our frustrations right now with social media because these people are 20, 22, fitness influencers and weight loss influencers are all over young people's internet.
Did they ask any questions
They
about
did.
our focus, like in particular? Like, were they like nodding? Were they like, did they seem, oh, I guess you couldn't see, it was virtual.
Yes, I could. I
Okay.
could see the whole class was right
Oh,
fun.
that's nice.
Yes, I was like, I'm so happy I can see your faces. It makes
Yeah.
it like I'm actually there.
Yeah.
Very much. A lot of nodding from females. Uh,
Okay.
a lot of more, you could tell they were very much more doesn't mean that the male students weren't feeling what I was saying, but
Sure.
the females were more connected. I could tell, or
Of
they were just
course.
more physical about it.
Yeah.
And they were laughing, they were smiling, they seemed like very interested. They did ask questions at the end, but it was not regarding our brand, but it was more like, so do you meet clients weekly? Like it was more like the process. And
Okay.
so it still shows how the our process is very much like what? Like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
how would one actually be successful? And so that was interesting on my end. Okay, so let's talk about frustrations, then we can come back to that leash. So
So,
I shared with them that our frustrations right now were that the first of all, the weight loss industry is massive, getting bigger and bigger, and it looks like everyone's cousin's mom is selling weight loss and fitness, and everyone that is fit feels like they have a right to help someone else get fit sometimes. And it's like, I feel like, and it's like us, like we feel like we've lost weight, we've maintained it off, and we've almost given ourselves the right to be able to like, listen, I feel like I can help. And I think that's totally valid. And being like, this is what I've accomplished. However, I feel like we're mixing the other frustration is mixing fitness with weight loss. Like, I feel like those are two things. Like, stay in your lane. Like, if you're into fitness, that's fitness. Like, I'm not fitness. I would never give advice on fitness. I don't know. I don't know things about fitness. Um, and so for me, it's weight loss and weight loss your way. And kind of like what needs to happen in your mindset and in your life and your just everything in terms of like inside what that feels like and that is like. And it's like if you are looking for that, I can give you that. I can share that. I can yeah, I can model that. Fitness is a different than weight loss. So for me, it's like you've been thin, you're thin and fitness. Oh, I can help you with fitness and weight loss. But like, I'm like, but you could help someone with their weight loss journey. It is not the person's responsibility, the influencer or the person that you're hiring to say, not for you. Like, I'm not for you. You, as the human, need to fucking step up and be like, that's not what I want. That's not what I'm looking for. That's not who I'd like to help me. That's not, I think that's a little bit of the conversation I'd like for us to have because I think this it's the same for so many things. Like it's like the humans aren't there saying that's not for me. Like I don't want that. They're just looking at the end result of weight loss, but like you should be thinking about how you're getting there and if you want to
I
do
mean, that's the worst part is that they're just looking at the physical result. They're
that.
just looking at someone's physical body.
Mhm.
And often those people, it's not even weight loss. Like they've never been on a weight loss journey, often these
Yeah,
influencers. Like
yeah,
it's a I'm sorry, it's a different journey. Are
yeah,
they fit? Do they look great in a bikini? Yes.
yeah.
Amazing. But like if you've never created significant weight loss for yourself, if you've never healed that diet culture, it is a completely
Yeah.
different journey.
I also think that like someone that's never lived in a bigger body, our brains are different. We said this multiple, but like we every time we do a coaching session, people are like, "Oh my God, it's like you're in my mind." I'm like, "Yes, because I was an overweight person and I know what it feels like to be thinking about supper while you're eating lunch." And I know what it feels like to go to the movies and think like I want the extra large popcorn with all the butter, please, right now. But I'm also trying to lose weight. But I also want this. But I also want to live once. And I also like like you know what I mean. So it's like that part. Someone that has never lived in a bigger body that has not had to like kind of like heal those thoughts or like learn more about them. I feel like it's just different. And I'm not saying anything bad. Like I cannot sell fitness. Like I haven't, you know what I mean? Like for me, it's just like I do my life. What I know I can do is really promote that weight loss is accessible to you. Now, my message with that was let's not mix fitness with weight loss, fat loss. Like those are two different things. You could be on a fat loss journey and not be on a fitness journey.
And do you know what else gets mixed with all of that? Health.
Oh my God, we
I'm
wellness.
sorry,
Yeah,
being on
happiness
a
as well. Yeah,
like wellness
yeah,
is being like as healthy as possible is different than losing weight. It's different than fitness.
yeah.
Even at the gym, I was looking around. I was like, interesting how people would define in shape, but they're so like someone can deadlift 200 pounds. You'd be like, oh my God, they're in shape. They can't run 1 minute.
Yeah.
Someone can run 10 kilometers. Someone can do yoga and stretch their leg above their head. Like it's so multifaceted.
Yeah.
But we just clump it all together and we don't even know what we're actually looking for.
Yeah. Okay.
Like a weight loss journey can be completely separate from a health journey and a fitness journey.
We absolutely. Yeah.
And a health journey can include both. Like it's all very like,
Mhm. The next topic that I brought to the table was disordered influencers. And I was like, you know what? Like, I was like, I was a part of, like, I feel like we're all a little bit kind of like, as we're trying to like, I'm really trying to heal diet culture so much. Like that's literally my only focus, to be honest. And it's like, how can I, what's my next step? What's the next step? What else do I need to work on? What else do I need to heal? That's my focus. That's what I've decided to focus on. It's literally freedom, full freedom of all of that. And so for me, it's like, okay, what are the little things? And you need to be so self-aware to be like, oh my God. And also to admit it, like to admit that maybe my first 5 years at Year by Weight Loss, I was definitely more disordered than I am now. I've
oh
done so
yeah,
much healing. Oh my gosh. And it's like, it's hard, you know? But like once you've like healed certain things, you notice it so much. Like you can't unsee the shit that is happening on social media. So it's like, just be careful. Just because someone looks a certain way doesn't mean they have it all together. We also need to be very careful of disordered influencers out there, and it's not their fault. They do not know in that moment that that's a disordered behavior or that's disordered eating or that's whatever, and they might never as well. So again, it is your responsibility,
agreed.
your darn life, to
Agreed.
to be like, that doesn't feel right to me. That, and you can try things and be like, I tried it, that didn't feel right to me, that feels a little bit disordered for me, and another person's like, I do not feel that way at all.
And that again, that's the thing too, is because the only person that is in charge of the judgment of is that behavior disordered or not is
Is
you.
you exactly.
There's something that I might do that, like, I've meal prepped before on the internet and people were triggered by that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, whoa, like to me, this is not disordered. This is not dieting. To me,
Yeah,
this is smart and being ready.
organized.
This is
Organized.
organization.
This is
Don't talk.
organization, and I am all for it. Yeah, no, I see. And that's why we need to, like, so for me, meal prepping would not feel disordered, would just not feel natural to me or
Yeah.
authentic to me. And so that's where I think that we all need to grow a pair. To be honest, I think that like I'm like, what the fuck? And that's why I think that I get so upset by people being like, they need to go and say another video is a certain way. I'm like, leave them on their own journey. You go and create your own, leave your energy and positivity towards your own life. And so I'm like, right, not like lately, I've realized I'm really not into the new trend of like grabbing videos on the internet and talking shit about them. Like,
Oh, yeah, I don't like that either.
and like people have made their whole page about that. People that I've
Yeah.
always enjoyed following. And I'm like, oh, is that what
Yeah.
you're doing? Like we're basically calling people out on their disordered lifestyle.
I
I'm like,
know.
oh, like I feel like, listen, if you don't like what that person has to say because you feel like that just doesn't represent how you want to live your life, like I don't know. I'm not. We've never done that. You and I, like we've never been.
No, I don't. That doesn't feel nice to me or
No. Also, like
productive.
it's already hard enough to be on the internet positively. I
Yeah.
would not want to just like always show up and have that like anxiety that I feel when it's like
Yeah.
icky and like
Yeah.
icky comments and like bloop. Okay. I said for them to be really, it's really hard for us on social media, and what's again another frustration with diet culture, it's very result focused and not life focused, or like what the person needed to be done, how the person feels, how the person sleeps, how the person like lives their life, and if they're truly happy doing that. So please guys, again, focus on your life and make sure that you are putting that into perspective when you're trying to lose weight. They're selling a look ultimately, is that's very frustrating. Like don't sell a look, like because that's not sellable, that's not repeatable. And so, but then I follow this girl that I think is so inspiring, Built by Becky. Her body's just insane. And she very much sells her look, you know what I mean? Because it's like she looks so good. I don't blame her. Her bikini body is insane. And so I'm like, I get it because that's what she's selling, fitness. But I just like that wouldn't be my jam. It's just I'm like trying to get away from trying to sell what I look like. Anyways,
I
but like
know.
that's
It's
my journey, you know?
It's tricky because like it's tricky. It's not black or white because like I'm thinking about too someone that I was just happened to come across today and she had the nicest butt ever. Okay. And she literally sells a glute program.
Yeah.
So but it's like she's very much selling you what she's going to give you as well, though. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, oh, I don't know. Again, I think it's the responsibility of the people.
Yeah, you need to be like, I want that. I'm gonna try to get my best butt, whatever. Like, you know what I mean? So like again, like I'm like, I see that that's what they're selling, so they need to like talk about it.
Can they help you build a
But without showing
round butt?
their butt,
Yes.
their butt.
Can they help? Will your butt look like their butt? No, because it's your butt.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? But I think people miss that piece.
I think so. Okay, so and then just like promises, no promises.
Yeah, no
So
promise.
right there, like don't promise me your butt.
Nope.
Know what I mean? But I can promise you a better butt, maybe. You know what I mean? I don't know. Okay,
A
we're
rounder butt.
this was so good. This was such a fun podcast, you guys. We're gonna go. There's less than a minute left. Any last words, Leash?
Nope.
No, it's
Just
good.
do your
Girl
thing.
pair, do your thing.
Find your people. Use
Yeah,
your
yeah.
brain. Use your brain.
Common sense on
Yes.
what it takes and like
Critical thinking.
critical
Critical
thinking. I like
thinking.
that. Yeah, okay, okay. All right, bye,
Okay.
you guys.
Bye.